How's it going, everyone? I'm Mile, and today's series is a best of 3. Our first map for the day is Kresvan, and introducing in the top left corner our red Protoss player, it is Creator. His opponent, our Zerg player, in the bottom right, playing blue, it is Serral. Serral versus Creator. Best of 3 series. Serral going for what seems to be an extracted trick already. In case you didn't know, Serral comes from Finland and Creator from South Korea. This could be an interesting one. Now, this was played over at the Gamers 8 tournament in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and what an event it was. I think I talked a little bit about it in the last game that I casted, but it was a lot of fun. Now, I do believe that this is going to be a good series because Serral, very strong. Some say, I'm one of them, that he's the best in the world and the greatest of all time, etc, etc. But yeah, he's going up against Creator, who is possibly one of the most emotional players ever. And on a good day, he's amazing. But if things start to go poorly, he can kind of lose himself. Now, he's gotten a lot better with this. You know, he used to be very emotional, and you could see he's one of those guys that, you know, his feelings are out there when he's behind the keyboard. And, you know, sometimes he kind of loses the match more than gets beaten, if that makes sense. Like, it's not that the other player just had more skill, it's that Creator just can't keep it up, or just kind of starts making mistakes because he loses his temper, etc, etc. Anyway, I'm not a psychologist, I cannot do the psychoanalysis of Creator, but he is very talented, and it's going to be good to see if he can bring the game to Serral, which I think that's kind of what most of the players are looking for. They like a challenge very often. And it's kind of like seeing how you can do against guys like Mari, for instance, and Serral, who are viewed as the two greats. There's always a good little opportunity for them to see if they can really match up. Now, in terms of these builds, it doesn't seem like there's anything too crazy. We haven't seen the tech yet, have we? It's a double gateway. Right? Yeah, double gateway, no tech yet. Into double Stargate. Okay, so Creator is definitely planning on doing a little bit of sky tossy things. Now, there was an Overlord that flew in, but it was chased out by a Stalker. I think it was lost. Yep. So Serral, you know, if I just grab one of his queens quickly, he's got no idea about this. Serral's going to go into the normal Roach Warren, playing pretty Zerg standard. He's got his third base that is just completing, but he's going to have no real idea about this. Now, what is going to be the plan from these two Stargates? If we look at the rally point, Creator's definitely hiding something. He's going to have to hide well. It's going to be 2-gate Phoenix. Okay. Serral's scouting generally is on point, so, you know, he will try to sniff this out as much as he can. There is no third base up yet. Serral is seeing this, so he's going to be aware that something is a little bit off. He's already building Spore Crawler, so he does anticipate an air type of attack. But we'll see what comes from this. So yeah, getting 2 Phoenixes, chrono boosted out at a time. I mean, Phoenixes are great. They can really deal a lot of damage in mineral lines. They're very fast. They're very hard to control. Well, I mean, that is true as well. They're hard to stop in the early game as a Zerg player because you don't necessarily have too much anti. I mean, you got queens, but yeah, you don't have when you go on the attack so much. So he's starting to fly around with 4 of these Phoenixes. Gonna get an Overlord on the way down. Don't know why my voice went that way, but hey, that is going to supply block Serral luckily created a supply block himself for a little bit there. Okay, so 2 drones already. That one Phoenix is very low. Serral moving his queens around quite expertly. At the same time, a couple of adepts there if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, that's another very low health Phoenix. You don't quite want to lose them, they're not cheap. Serral is following up with some more drones and going straight into an infestation pit, as well as the Evo chamber. The third base is up. It's a tiny bit later, but nothing too crazy. And now also going into the Robo Bay. Serral's got some lings around the map with his roaches. Coming in, he's getting roach speed. He's going to try and get a little bit aggressive. Okay, this is spotted. The Phoenixes are recalled. Okay. There's no upgrades yet, right? No upgrades for the Phoenixes. But yeah, Phoenixes do find the army and Serral has to retreat home to his queens. And honestly, those Phoenixes are already doing their job. They're keeping the Zerg back, keeping the Zerg on their toes. And just trying to pick up a little bit of damage here and there. Now he has a lot. But yeah, clutch little pickup there. Queen's in a good position. There are bunch of spore crawlers on this side. Serral's defense overall not too bad. He hasn't taken catastrophic losses. He's also getting his Baneling Nest as well as the Spire. So all in all, 3 workers. Yeah, I'd say that's a very sharp defense. Okay, loses a couple more. But between the Queens and that spore crawler, Phoenixes are getting low. At the same time, we have this push. Sentry using a force field, making sure that the Zerg army can't get in. Oh, losing that sentry is painful. Sentries do cost a lot of gas. Now, here we go. Yep. They are going to be picked up. We're going to see how Serral counters this. Is he going to make Corruptors? Or is he going to do crazy Serral things and go for Mutas instead? This is a very quick 4th base, by the way. Serral's is up already, but we kind of do expect that. We have the Hive on the way as well. Here comes the Phoenixes once again, roaming across the map. Creator is down in supply, but he's got a decent worker count. And, yeah, not a bad army count, but a lot of that is caught in Infestors. How did these become Infestors? Phoenixes. Oh my goodness. I'm just speaking nonsense. So, you know, if there were a ton of Zerglings to move across the map, these, yeah, these Phoenixes are not too great against things like Zerglings. There's a War Prism on the way. Charge is almost done, as well as 6 additional gates. Baneling speed is complete at this stage, and now the worker kills are starting to rack up. He's going straight into Greater Spire. Okay. Interesting. So 12 kills. It's a lot better. We also have the Protoss army here on the edge of creep. Serral does see it. He's going to move out. Single force field. It's just going to kill a Zergling. That's not very nice. Come on, Serral. Blink coming up. There are High Templar. That's just going to be for Archons. Yeah. Because we do not yet have Storm. So it's going to be a Zealot Archon Immortal follow-up here. It's going to be Corruptors, actually. And here we go. Creator coming in. There are Banelings rolling forward. A lot of Roaches as well. Phoenixes should be dealt with, but still going to deal with all those Archons. Now, Serral's not quite comfy here. He's trying to get into a better position, get a better area of attack on this Protoss army. Creator wants to fight at the bottom of the ramp. Serral wants to fight at the top. Archons are going to start falling, but they do deal a lot of damage. Zealots finally get through. There's still a lot of Zerg here, though. Phoenixes haven't quite been dealt with, but the Protoss army is going down very quickly. Corruptor's going to target down the War Prism. That means the reinforcements are not going to be coming in. Serral clearing up this engagement very, very smoothly. He did lose a lot of his army, but he's got enough to defend here. Oh, Immortals are so strong. They really just don't die. Now the Corruptor's going to move across. They're pretty much useless. And then Void Rays. Okay, Void Rays. And a third Stargate. Are we gonna... the fleet beacon is already on the way. So we're gonna see a definite sky transition here. Especially because we have those void rays. Gonna be good for defense against the roaches, but I don't know if they're gonna get out in time. 2 are gonna pop now. Getting more High Templar, which are gonna be Archons. And more Immortals. Serral is gonna try to end this game, or at least get some considerable damage done before all of those units come in. Baneling's not really doing anything. Now they get some hits down, but nothing too crazy. The Void Rays, they're starting to gun down the roaches, and this becomes pretty tricky here without any air units. Serral is once again going to retreat. The 4 Corruptors come in, but I don't really think they're a match for the Void Rays. They're gonna try. Go, Corruptors, go. Mind you. Okay. Apparently they are. That's one Void Ray gonna be going down. A whole bunch more Void Rays coming up for Creator. He's also getting Flux Veins. The Void Ray speed upgrade. We haven't seen Void Rays in a very long time. Serral once again attacking this base. Does he have +2? He does. He has +2 melee on his Banelings, which means they can one-shot workers, and they do deal a lot of damage against that ground Protoss army. Corruptors trying to deal with the Void Rays, but at this stage there's a lot of workers going down here to the Banelings. GG gets called. Serral takes game number 1. Game number 2 will be on Dragon Scales. Serral opening once again with a extractor trick to make sure he can get that hatchery up in the natural position where he would prefer. So that was a bit of an interesting game. The Void Ray transition is not something we see too often, in all honesty, because the pros really don't like them, and I think that's probably fair. Anywhere probably above Diamond, they're not very good. Maybe even in Diamond level, they're not very good. Below that, they're one of the best units in the game. Void Rays are stupidly good. Anywhere, you know, from Platinum down. But yeah. That changes, and I think it just comes down to Serral had some proper defense, because that was a big attack. After the harassment with the Phoenixes, it was a really big attack that came out of Creator, and Serral just patiently defended it, you know, like he's very well known for. Let's not lie about it. He did everything he was supposed to do, and then his counter damage was just too much, and yeah, he got through Creator before that Sky Toss transition could really start taking place. And just using a couple of Corruptors, Serral didn't overmake Corruptors in that last one. He actually made just the right amount to be able to deal with the Void Rays at any time. And yeah, I think had he not, that game might have gone on a little bit longer. Maybe Creator could have pulled off a win, but you know, that Sky Toss army is one of the, again, very good in most leagues on the ladder, but guys like Serral, yeah, they pretty much clean it up every time. That's why it's kind of fallen out of favor by the pros. I mean, it's not a dead strategy. It's actually still very strong. But against the best in the world, like the Serrals, like the Darks, like the Rainers, they kind of just tear it apart with their late game spellcasters. So, you know, fun little game though. We'll see what Creator plans to do now. He's going to Oracles. I do like Oracles. I definitely prefer the Oracles over the Phoenixes. Phoenixes are good, but Oracles, I feel like they just scale a little bit better. Ooh, 4 workers. That's actually nice. Yeah, Oracles, maybe not scale better. Scale better is the wrong word. But they maintain a lot of utility throughout the game. You know, in late game, they use Revelations. They can set up stasis traps and stuff like that. Very good supportive spellcaster for the late game. And obviously they can deal a lot of damage in the early game, as we're seeing right now. Serral caught absolutely sleeping there. 8 worker kills. That is in total, okay, so that is with the Adepts. But that Oracle coming in at a good time, catching Serral completely off guard, without any Spore Crawlers. Yeah, Serral just kind of, he's cutting corners. Do you see a Void Ray coming out next? Just to clean up some Overlords. Just a single Oracle. Never mind. More on the way. Creator, you gotta be careful, that thing is so low. Creator's gonna go. Ooh, that's a lot of health damage on that Oracle. I don't like that, but it's alright. Void Ray is gonna go Overlord hunting. See what it can get done. Bunch of lings gonna come popping in, say, hi, how are you, Mr. Dip? No, yeah, alright, you don't want us in, we get it. We're going. Second Oracle is out, yes. Oop, that's the wrong button. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so the two Oracles gonna meet up. Sort of. There we go. It is also a Twilight follow-up into a Forge. So pretty standard stuff here from Creator. Roach Warren is on the way. Lair is coming up. Two more workers. Trying to dive back in. Oh yeah, he's diving in to save that one. Which has 1 health. Oof. 1 health. Now we see 4 adepts coming in. Trying to get something. They're going to get some Zergling kills. Any workers? 3, 4. That was not from the adepts. That was including the oracles. So 14 workers though. That's not bad. That's a lot better than the previous game. So yeah. There we go. Creator switching out the damaged one for a fresh new oracle. These two gonna go roaming about once again. The other one's gonna stay behind for base defense against these lings. I think Serral's gonna be defending hard against this. He does not want to be losing any more workers to these oracles / adepts. They've been getting a lot of damage though. Creator's done some good early game stuff. I mean, look at the worker count. Very similar. Stasis Ward is gonna go down. Only a single drone is gonna be caught into major. Gonna try another one. Risky, risky. Yeah, Serral's micro is on point. Once again, just a single drone gets stuck in that stasis trap. Did I say stasis ward? Isn't that a Warcraft spell? Okay, Robo coming up. Is that the second forge? Yep, it is. Okay, so Creator's going for good amount of upgrades. That means that he's probably going to be staying on his ground-based army at least for a while. There we go, Void Ray getting some use. That is a tiny little Protoss army wandering about. Creator on 69 workers, nice. Serral on 69 workers, nice. Sorry, I'm 12. Hello, rocks. That's 6 more workers. Creator's just been going in and out the whole time, just picking off workers here and there. It's completely slowing Serral's growth, which is exactly what you need to do as a Protoss. It's not easy to do, but it is exactly what you need to do. Much better game so far from Creator. And yeah, he's looking in a good position. He's going into a War Prism now. He has got 10 Stalkers, couple of Sentries. So, is Blink done yet? Blink is done. So it's going to be a Blink Stalker attack. Could deal a decent amount of damage. Robo, as well as the Robo Bay, is coming up. So we're going to see a transition maybe into things like Disruptors. Yeah, I reckon Disruptors would be the better option. There's not really any reason to go Colossi. Baneling Speed coming up. It's going to be very useful for Serral to counter these Stalkers and this attack. But this might hit at a bit of an odd time. Here we go. Oracle's going in once again. Oh, he's going to lose one. Oh, he doesn't. Good micro there. War Prism's going to sneak around the side here. Try to drop in a bunch of Zealots. At the same time, we're probably going to see the Stalkers here moving on the left side of the map. But the Queen's already. Well, the Queen was ready and they just kind of stopped doing her job. War Prism's getting a little bit lower than it should be. Whew. Alright, don't take it. It is going to be Colossus. Okay. That's interesting. I guess Colossus gives you nice consistent damage and very good against this Ling heavy army. And he's going for extended thermal lance. Twilight Council also coming up. That's not a Twilight, that's a Templar Archives. Building units. Buildings have names and they mean something. That Oracle did eventually fall. Stalkers here just trying to control the spread of creep. Woohoo! They blink away very quickly when they see this approaching Zerg army. Okay, good use of blink there. Single Zergling taking on a Zealot on the other side. Serral knows that the 5th base is on the way. This War Prism is still here, but it is flanked by Overlord, so it's most probably not going to be catching Serral by surprise. He's getting a couple of Vipers out at the same time, along with Adrenal Glands. And that's a ton of Lings moving across the map, trying to get to that 5th base. Warping in, morphing into Banelings in a very strange place. Oh, those Colossus deal very quickly with the Lings. Alright, I didn't know if I liked the Colossus, but the more I think about it and the more I see it, I actually think it's really good. We do see Disruptors now coming out of the 2 Robos at once. No Storm again, so it's just going to be Archons. And yeah, the economy is very even. Army is slightly in favor of Creator, and that is a strong Protoss army. Okay, blinking, trying to catch this army a little bit. He doesn't want to get his army too spread out. There's a lot of Banelings. Oh, they don't get any good hits on though. Okay, rushing for the mineral line. Not really getting anything done there. Actually, just taking out some of the defense. At the same time, there is a War Prism on the right side. I will have a look at that now. But the Protoss army is chasing this Zerg back. There we go. Oh, I lied. It was a Void Ray. Lol. I assumed it was the War Prism. See? That's what I was talking about, these Oracles. Oh, these Overlords in a very bad position. This could get a supply block. Disruptor's gonna try and get some hits. There is a lot of Protoss AoE in this army. And the Zerg is just melting. Serral doesn't have a good answer. The Banelings, they're gonna try go in. They do get some of the Stalkers, but good spread there from Creator. He's still got 2 Colossus left. He's got a couple of Archons and Immortal as well. Queens are now being pulled for defense. But I don't know if Serral's gonna have enough. More Archons coming in, a ton of Zealots. This is a scary Protoss army. Creator is in the supply lead. He has a bigger army. His economy is pretty much equal, and now he's getting into the natural. The Oracles still uncontested. I mean, yeah, I think Creator might have done it in the second game with a strong timing here with his Robo units coming in and being able to deal with the Zerg army very well. Serral maybe not quite expecting some. Ooh, fancy War Prism micro there. I was about to say GG gets called. Creator ties it up. Our final game in this best of 3 series is going to be on Babylon. Score is at 1-1. Creator played a much cleaner game number 2. That was actually a really solid timing. Really solid attack. You had some good work with his Oracles. Constantly dealing damage. Little bit of adept harass at the same time. And then coming out with that Colossus heavy army. Just completely wiping out the Banelings. Wiping out the Zerglings. Ah, good work there. Serral did get his natural block this time, by the way, because he did not decide to go for the extractor trick. So he took his natural at the third at the natural. Not too big a deal. Only thing that it really stops is the creep. On some maps, it's kind of better to have the third first because your creep spread goes a little bit quicker. On Babylon, it doesn't really count because the third base is so far away from where the Protoss is. So, whatever. It's going to be Phoenixes once again. I don't know if I like this. I think he should have stuck to the Oracles. It is only a single gateway, a Stargate. Phoenix now. But I really like what he did with the Oracles. They just proved to have so much value. They got more kills as well than the Phoenixes did. Okay, but he's only getting 1. So maybe that's where he's stopping, and he's just using it to hunt some Overlords. He really does have a quick Twilight follow-up, by the way. And then a quick Robo. I'm anticipating another Blink attack. Could be good. Serral hopefully is a little bit better prepared for this one. No reaction yet. He's going to be scouting around at this stage. He's looking for the third base. He doesn't see it just yet. Oneling is going to stay out front. Okay, so he's going to see the Adepts moving down. I think that's a good indicator that the Protoss are going to be going for that third. 5 gateways coming up. Ooh. Creator playing a little bit of mind games, trying to make it seem like he wants to take the third, but I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to go for a 2-base attack. Now Link's going to go in and check. Yeah, he keeps doing that. He shades back with his Adept and then moves them across to a 3rd base location to make it seem like he's taking his 3rd, but he's definitely not. 6 gates extra coming up there. War Prism already on the way. Charge on the way. It's actually not going to be a Blink Stalker attack. Serral's scouting though has been very on point. He's been seeing this. He knows there are mind games at work right now, so he should be preparing a defense. The Roach Warren is almost finished, but here we go. The War Prism's already loaded up. The gateways are finished. That is going to be 2 + 6. That's going to be an 8-gate kind of pressure. A lot of Zealots. At this stage, Creator has 0 gas mining, so he's just going to be attacking with a lot of Zealots with charge. Serral is supply blocked at the moment. This attack does have to deal damage though, because if it doesn't, Creator's going to be very far behind. Links are starting to move around. They do catch the Adepts. I think they're going to get rid of them. Yep, they do, but here we go. Zealots coming in. Come on, Creator, you can't waste. The Roaches are coming out. You got to go. Here we go. Bunch of Zealots going to try run into the natural. What defenses do we have here for the Zerg? Not much. A couple of Roaches catching the rest of these Zealots out in the chokeway. In the choke. Okay, the single Phoenix is going to lift up the Queens. Zealots trying to get rid of some of those Queens. Warp incoming here. Additional Zealots. No 3rd base yet in sight. Alright, so no drastic damage. 5 workers going down. But Serral's still got a major worker lead. Getting the Roach Warren would be pretty good. He doesn't quite get the Roach Warren. Serral's defense so far looking pretty solid. More and more Zealots coming down. A Zealot rush. This is not something you see every day. I kind of like it though. If it works, that is. More Zealots. Now Creator's just... he's struggling with the... having enough money. He's got all these gates, but he can't quite utilize them all. That was the Roach Warren going down, by the way. These Zealots are in the natural, or in the main mineral line. That's 14 workers going down. Oh, the War Prism goes down. That is catastrophic. That puts an end to this aggression, which means Serral's going to be able to clear this. And even though he lost 14 workers, he is still up a base. And he is still up a couple of workers. Roach Warren is being remade. I think that War Prism falling, that's bad. Now Creator is so far behind. I think he would have liked to continue the aggression. But yeah, without the War Prism, I mean, there's nothing you can do. He's now getting 2 shield batteries defensively. He's preparing for the Zerg counter attack. But it's not really coming. Serral's been droning again. He's getting more drones behind this. He's just getting more and more economically in the lead. And now Creator's got all these gates, but not much money. He needs a 3rd. Well, he needed a 3rd about 2 minutes ago. We're going on to 8 minutes. No 3rd base for our Protoss player. No real follow-up. He's getting some immortals. He started mining gas. Yeah, he's down a couple of work. Well, quite a lot. 5, 6, 7, 8 workers. Forge is on the way. So upgrade-wise, he's not behind. You know, in terms of his tech, he's fine. But the Zerg eco is going to be growing. Serral. What was that? He just cancelled the Roach Warren. Did he see the army that he's up against? He goes for Baneling Nest instead. Did he? No, there is a Roach Warren. What did he cancel? He cancelled the Evo Chamber? Okay, so he's not planning on going upgrades. He's planning on ending this very soon. With a pretty large roach attack. Army supply is almost double in favor of Serral. What did he cancel there? No, the Eva chamber is there. He must have been building something else. It doesn't show up here. Nah, just the roach one that went down. I don't quite want to replay it because it is quite far back. Alright. But yeah, Serral is happily macroing up. He's getting more army units. He's up 10 workers. Well, he was when I started saying that sentence. At least the last time I checked. Baneling speed coming up. So it's going to be that Roachling Bane army going up against this Protoss force from Creator. But yeah, finally the third base is down. Serral's already got his fourth almost done, which is normal. But he has been mining a lot more minerals so far. Upgrade wise, none of the forge upgrades are done yet, and +1 is on the way for both players. Overlord speed, Serral kind of wants to see what is going on. Splitting up his roaches at this point. Never mind, they just decided to take different paths to get to the same place. Okay, so no fourth base just yet. Serral is quite happy to see that. He's taking his fifth. Where does Creator go from here? He's in a difficult spot. Because he has done a lot of workers. I think at this time he would have liked to have his fourth up already. He's going into Storm, getting a War Prism. So I think he's going to want to have some harassment. Problem is you don't really want the Zerg to be, you know, this free. Because there hasn't been any pressure in a couple of minutes. And if the Zerg doesn't have pressure, that means it's just going to be growing. I mean, you can look at the supplies. Speedy Overlord's going to be moving around the map. Ooh, nice. Dropper Lords. I do like the Dropper Lords. I do like the single Dropper Lord. There was two. Serral's making me look silly because he keeps cancelling things. It's going to be a Baneling drop. Where is it now? Yeah, there it is. He's going to be dropping 4 Banelings at the same time, pushing in with this Roach Baneling army pretty much. It is into Immortals, which sounds really expensive. It hurts. Okay, there's Storm. Not really getting too much hits on. Okay, a couple of workers going down. I do want to keep my eye on that Baneling drop. 42 Zerglings reinforcing. Alright, Serral still hasn't quite done anything. There we go, he's loading up now. At the same time, keeps pushing into this base. There are a lot of High Templar, a lot of Storms ready. I want to keep my eye on this one. Okay, Serral just trying to keep the attention of Creator here. Where are these Banelings going to be going? I need to keep my eye on this. And goodbye, probes. 9 probes, just like that, go down. Oh, he's going to go into the space. Got to be careful of the High Templar. Alright, so Creator did pull some of his probes, but he has moved them back. Okay, here we go once again. Drop him! Drop him! No, no. Serral! Oh, don't lose it! He sees the Archon. Oh, that's a big Zerg army. Serral is maxed out. It's a very big Zerg army. He's getting +2 melee and +2 range upgrades. Here he goes. Bunch of these Banelings. Do you see the Protoss army moving on to creep? Are we gonna go now? Alright, I'm gonna try to keep my eye on that one too. Okay, Creator's starting to move across. But I think Serral's gonna have a field day. He is spreading his army, Creator that is. Serral, for that fact, is also. That thing is so low. That Overlord is so low. These High Templar, they want to get their storms up, but they do not want to be the victim of any Baneling hits. So it is a careful move out here. Good storm on a lot of those Banelings. Oh, but that's so many banelings that die. So many High Templar that die to those banelings. Another good storm goes down on those banelings, but there is so much Zerg. The supply is insanely in advantage. Well, I don't know where that sentence was going, but Serral's in the lead. Yeah, this Protoss army is just melting away to this unstoppable Zerg. Creator calls it, and Serral takes the series 2-1. That was a good series. Both players played really well, but Serral just nudging it out. I like this attack from Creator, but I think the minute he lost that War Prism in the early game, that was kind of it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more StarCraft 2 content. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.